Hello and welcome back to part 3 of our Kingston class Blender ship build. In this episode we're going to carry on by adding some extra detail to the hull that we built in parts 1 and 2. We'll start by going back into edit mode and let's unhide the gun deck reference image. Now we'll make sure that snapping's on edge. And let's GZ and we'll lift the reference edge so it aligns with the gun deck. And to make things easier, we'll hide the forward hull. We'll press 7 for the top-down view, so we're looking down the Z axis. And let's just zoom in a little bit and centre it. We'll highlight the object and tab into edit mode. Ctrl R for a loop cut, and let's extend it so that it's aligning with the reference image. Ctrl R for another loop cut and just move it out just a little bit. Ctrl R for another loop cut, and this time it's a horizontal one. Let's zoom in and just see what that looks like. So K for the knife tool, and let's join these two vertices. And let's just spin this round. And K again, and join these two vertices. Now we're on edge mode, so we'll select these edges. And now and that one as well. We'll spin that around and we'll select the same edges on this side. We'll press X and delete the edges. And now we've got this nice cutaway for the hose to come through. So we're going to repeat this round here. Ctrl R for another loop cut and just line it up with the reference image. Another loop cut here and pull it in a little bit just visually. And another loop cut here and just bring this across. We'll start selecting some of these edges. And actually I've forgotten something, so it's K for knife and join up these vertices. K again and join up these 2 points. We'll spin this round and we'll do the same thing again on this side. Didn't quite get that right, let's do it again. I think that's a bit better. There we go. Now we can go back to our edge mode and start selecting the edges that we want to delete. We'll spin that round and make sure we get the edges on the other side too. Then it's X and delete edges. That's looking very good. Happy enough with that. And we'll now take off the reference image. We'll just put it back into solid view and have a little inspection of what we've just done. We'll now do a little bit of work on the quarter deck. So 3 to go back to the side view, and we'll just zoom in a little bit. We'll start by hiding the hull section of the quarter deck. So we'll highlight this object here, back into edit mode. zoom in a little bit. So Control R, and we'll pull it right along to the end here. And another Control R for another loop cut, this time horizontal, and we'll pull that right up to the top. We'll unhide the port side, tab to object mode, we'll select the port side and Control 3 to spin it around so we're looking at it from another direction. Let's put transparency on and go into edit mode, Control R. We'll position this so that it aligns with the loop cut that we made on the other side. Control R, and we'll put the horizontal one, and again we'll align that. Press 3 again to look from the other side. And actually we'll press 1 so that we're looking along the y-axis, and we'll just move this over. So we'll hide the hull. And now we'll just zoom in slightly, highlight this object, make sure we're in edit mode, and we'll select the face. We'll select these two faces and we'll extrude in the x-axis. Actually we need to take off snapping. Now let's EX and bring this in a little bit, just visually. And we'll copy that amount. And now we'll go over to the other side. Again we'll select the object, back into edit, face selection. Select these two and we'll extrude in the X, but this time we'll paste in the value so we've got it the exact same as the starboard side. Now we'll Control R and add another loop cut, and just trying to get this a sort of vertical one. We'll stick it there, bring it just across a wee bit. And we'll look down the Z axis. We'll do the same on this side. Select it, edit mode, loop cut, and we'll just visually place it. We'll just zoom in a little bit. And now we'll use the knife tool, so K, and we'll join this point with this point. And we'll spin it around and K again. And we'll join this point with this point. Now back to edge selection, and we'll select the edges that we want to get rid of. Spin it around and just do that final edge there. And X, and we'll delete those edges. So let's just have a little look at what we've done. Let's go back over to the vertex selection and we'll highlight these 4 and F to fill that face in, and we'll select these F and fill the face in. Right, let's go over to the other side now. We'll highlight that and back to edit mode. And we'll start with a knife tool, so K, join up these 2 points, spin it around, K again, bit fiddly, but that's it, got these 2 points. Back to edge selection, highlight the edges that we want to get rid of, and then X and delete the faces, the edges, sorry. Now we'll go back to vertex selection, and we've not quite, so let's K, join up those points, back to edge, X, get rid of those, that's better. Now we can go back to the vertex selection, take these 4 points, F to fill in the face, and select these 4 points, F, and that fills that in. So we'll make sure that we've got snapping on, snapping to vertex, and we'll face detection, we'll select this face and select this face again, sorry, and we'll E X and snap it to this point. And we'll go across, we're going to do the same thing again. We'll just zoom in a wee bit. We'll select this face here, E X, and snap it to that point. Excellent, and that's just another little bit of detail there. We'll just put the hull back on. And back into solid mode, just so we can have a little look to see what we've done. Looking good. Finally, for part 3, we're going to add the strakes onto the transom. We'll press 1 to look along the y-axis, just zoom in a little bit, and let's delete everything now apart from this reference image showing the transom, and we'll Shift A, add a new mesh, tab into edit mode, and RX90. Now we'll make sure that we're snapping to the edge, and we'll select edge selection. We'll take this first edge and we'll snap it to the base here. We'll hide the aft hull. We'll select this one and we'll GZ and bring it down to the level of the top of the strakes. We'll take this and GX and just pull it into this first one. Take this edge and GX and pull it in so that it's roughly aligned with the reference image. Now we'll just fine tune, so GZ and GX, and just using the shift keys just to fine tune it. Now we'll tab into object mode and we'll press 3 so that we're looking along the side view. We'll put the hull back on. And we'll make sure that snapping's on. And now we can GY and bring it along and align it with the rear of the ship. So let's tab back into edit mode and go back to face selection, and we'll select the face of this new object. We'll press 3 to look at the side view, and now we'll EY to extrude, and we'll just pull this out just a little bit. We'll go up and we'll turn on mesh and X-ray. Back to vertex selection, We'll pick those 2 points here and we'll GZ and just bring this down. We'll press 1 to look along the Y-axis again, and then we'll hide the hull aft section. Now we'll add a modifier and an array modifier, and we're going to change the count to 19. Now let's change the distance between them. We'll just increase that visually, and that's not far away. We'll now just manually change this value so that it's fine-tuned. Another final adjustment, and that's now aligning up quite well. Let's apply that, and now we can take away the reference image and we'll start adding the rest of the ship parts that we built previously. And we'll change this to solid view, and let's have a look. And happy enough with that. A quick look at a reference image. That's enough for this session, but I hope you join us again for the next part of the Kingston Blender build. I hope you're enjoying the series, and subscribe if you like what you see.